If you are not using this, you potentially could be losing a set of eggs, or worse, your precious reptiles. Hey Nanette, I just saw this on TikTok.
What, this?
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
No, not that. This. My crested geckos aren't breeding. My snake eggs aren't hatching. My bearded dragon just threw up. I really need to help these reptile keepers. And you know what? I think I know what the problem is, even for that hog-nosed snake owner.
I hate snakes.
Emails and private messages keep coming in. And what's the number one question I get? Well, that's easy. Why won't my geckos or reptiles eat or breed? Hold on, I'll talk about eggs not hatching in just a moment. Other than the obvious answer, a new animal getting acclimated, or an animal that is going into shed, the number one reason an animal won't eat or eggs won't hatch, or here's a huge clue, an animal regurgitating its food, it all comes down to
radio edit.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Nide.
We'll get back to that. As you know, reptiles are cold-blooded. As their surrounding temperatures rise, their temperatures rise, and their metabolism rises.
Higher metabolism equals more food, which also triggers their bodies to process that food.
This means their appetite and their ability to digest that food is normal. This also means they respond naturally by breeding.
Giggity,
but they need warm temperatures, and this happens in nature depending on the season, the time of year, and even the reptile's movement in its habitat. Diurnal, nocturnal, and crepuscular reptiles can self-regulate their temperatures by moving to areas that receive sunlight or maintain higher temperatures than the surrounding areas, like a rock in the middle of a grassy field or the sunny side of the tree. For the cool side, under normal conditions, our homes are basically comfortable enough for our animals for their cool side. For the warm side, set up your enclosure with a heat source. A heat mat with a thermostat is preferred. Remember the old Batman series? Pow! Bam! Remember Mr. Freeze? Wouldn't it be great if we could do the Mr. Freeze thing? If you have multiple enclosures, FlexWatt heat tape is a great alternative. Okay, what about reptile eggs? You guessed it, the number one reason reptile eggs don't hatch is because of improper temperatures. Reptile eggs need a very specific temperature range to hatch, and occasionally an even more specific temperature range to determine males and females. So now we know temperatures are very important for the health and well-being of our reptiles, their care, their breeding, and finally, temperatures are really important when incubating eggs. You need to do the research to find out what temperatures are best for your pet reptiles, and also, if you're considering breeding, what temperatures are best to incubate those eggs. Let's go. But that's not enough. You need to monitor those temperatures so you know constantly what they are and when they change outside of your acceptable range. Will this work? How about this? Maybe these? Please tell me you're not using one of those stick-on temperature gauges for aquarium fish. Really? Really? What do you use? Let me know in a comment down below, and while you're doing that, listen to this. If you are using these, you are gambling your pet animal's health and well-being and potentially their eggs. These thermometers are not accurate. They fail all the time, and they're super hard to read, which means that you're probably not going to check them that often.
Why do you have so many?
I don't know. I really don't know why I have so many. I guess I'm an organized hoarder.
Throw some away.
Throw them away? I can't throw them away.
Throw them away.
I can't throw them away.
Throw them away.
You know, that was $75 to $100 worth of thermometers right there. If you are not using this, you potentially could be losing a set of eggs, or worse, your precious reptiles. Okay, here's the part of the video where I help you. Here's the solution, Thermal Pro. Check this out. I found these on Amazon several months ago, and absolutely, They are a game changer. Check out the link. You'll find it in the description of this video so you can get yours. And here's why you need these. They're durable, they're accurate, they run on Bluetooth, and they're less expensive than these. And not much more than these. You can use the ThermoPros in your enclosures. Now, I checked the temperatures of the individual enclosures with a temp gun, and you can grab one yourself from a link, again, down in the description, as these are invaluable. But so far, I've added the ThermoPro to our crested gecko room, our leopard gecko room, our bug room, and obviously to our incubators. Maybe I'll just grab a couple of these thermometers out of the garbage.
No! Bad, Wally, no!
It's crazy how well built these devices are, and I've tested them against my temp gun, and they are spot on accurate.
And another thing.
I mentioned their cost. Look at this, less than $12.
That's less than what I spend on a chai tea latte and a couple scones at Starbucks.
And another thing.
Humidity. Hey, humidity is very important for some reptiles, and ThermoPro says, I gotcha. And if you're the type of person that never set their VCR or clock radios and you see that flashing 12 all the time, make sure you watch this because it's super easy how you set these up.
And another thing.
I bet you don't know right now what the temperature is in your enclosure. Do you? If you use the ThermoPro, you can check it on your phone at any time. But what if there's a problem with your electricity, or way worse, your heater fails in the on position? This could be a disaster. Well, with ThermoPro, you can set alarms. If the enclosure temperature goes below or above your acceptable range, you get a notification. Now, I bet you are thinking that $12 price tag looks a little bit nicer now, doesn't it? Compare the $12 to the loss of a set of eggs, or so much worse, the loss of your precious reptile. Please tell me this is bothering you as much as it's bothering me.
And another thing.
Now, the fine print.
The ThermoPro is not waterproof, so plan accordingly. Also, temps over 140 are not recorded.
And there's no data export. No data export.
No spreadsheets.
No spreadsheets. No reptiles were harmed during the production of this video. A cat did throw up and somebody shot a duck. And here's why you need these. They're durable, they're accurate, they run on Bluetooth, and they're less expensive than these. Man, I sound like a salesperson or something. Like ShamWow.
Check out this video on thermostats for your heat mats too.
I tell you what, this device is a game changer and low priced at that. Make sure that you check that link in the description to get yours today.